Hey everyone, welcome to the Berne Podcast. Today I'm going to show you an exercise that's one of my favorites. It's called the N-Palm Hum. I developed this exercise with all the studies I've done with somatic education, that's body-centered therapies. And one of the things I learned very early is the importance of our lymphatic health, especially with our eyes. So what is our lymph system? It's the fluid body. It could be in our fascia, our connective tissue, our blood, and our cerebrospinal fluid, just as to name a few of the fluid body. In fact, when we're born, we're almost 90%, maybe even a little higher fluid as infants. And as we age, as we become adults and into elders, we go down to maybe 90%, 70%, 60%. And it's one of the causes of aging as we become more rigid and dried out and dehydrated. And our eyes especially need a lot of moisture. That's why we have so many conditions with, the diseases of dry eye, blepharitis, glaucoma, macular degeneration, cataracts, and many more. It's a hardening of the eye because we're not getting the fluid that we did when we were younger. So in this N-Palm Hum exercise, it's a combination of using your hands that you place over your eyes, and the hands are like tuning forks. So we're going to be rubbing our hands together, putting our hands over our eyes, the palms of our hands, and we have energy in our palms, by the way. Those of you that are involved in Ayurveda and yoga, we actually have a whole chakra system in the palms of our hands. The chakras are the energy systems. We have 7 major chakras in the body. This comes from Ayurvedic and yoga, those of you that don't know about that. And what we do is we take the palms over our eyes with our eyes closed, and we take a normal breath in through our nose. And one of the things that I like to say is the nose is for breathing and the mouth is for eating. When we do nose breathing, it actually increases our nitric oxide levels in the blood, which is a vasodilator. And studies have shown that the higher we have of nitric oxide, it's better for our brain, it's better for our circulation. So we breathe in through the nose, and on the exhale, we're making what we call humming sound. Now, humming is another way that we're developing nitric oxide in the body. Another thing about the sound in humming is you keep your mouth closed on the exhale, and you actually can start to feel the vibratory back and forth in the facial muscles, the jaw, around the eyes. And of course, when we put our hands over our eyes receive the sound through the hands. The hands are like a set of tuning forks. And sound is one of the most effective ways of penetrating compressed tissue. Let me say that another way. That when you put sound into the body, the wave form of sound can actually bypass all our mental defense systems because compression is a defense strategy. And when we compress, we reduce the circulation and blood flow and lymph in that particular area. And in terms of the eyes, 60 to 80% of body tension is carried in our eyeballs, partly because of all the digital time we're doing, partly because we're so visually directed, and partly because mentally we've developed a habit of hypervigilance. This is the start of myopia and nearsightedness. So with the palm hum, we breathe in through the nose. On the exhale, we kind of exhale a little bit through the mouth, but our mouth is closed, but we're making a robust humming sound. And we cycle through that again. We do another inhale. We do the palm, the sound on the exhale again. And we do that about a dozen times. And what begins to happen, aside from the eyes becoming more relaxed, is that our breathing becomes longer and deeper and slower. These are things that help reset the nervous system. And when we do the dozen of palm hum, we eventually create more oxygenation, circulation, hydration in the eye area, and it also can affect the body. There's also a mental relaxation that comes in, and there's basically 3 parts to this exercise. The first is rubbing your hands together, putting the palms over your eyes, taking a nose inhalation, and then number 2, on the exhalation, we're doing the humming sound. We do 12 of those. And then the third part is something called open awareness. Now, this is something I teach in my advanced workshops. Open awareness is when we offer the eyes and the body some kind of a stimulating exercise or experience, but then we go into the listening mode. And we listen and we watch and we feel and we sense, how did our eyes and our body like that stimulation? Another way to think of it is call and response. Another way to think of it is there's the yang where we're doing it and the yin where we're receiving it. So there's a lot of ways to think about it. And I would say in our society today, we're mostly yang generated. We're action oriented, doing, getting it done. The executive function of just doing, and there's no receptivity or receiving, which is a very important part of our nervous system called the parasympathetic nervous system. That's when we go into rest and renewal. And so when you go into this open awareness, what you're doing to your nervous system, to your mind-body connection, to your eyes, you're saying, okay, let's rest and relax and receive. And when you do that, you can digest and metabolize better. It's one of the reasons why people have a lot of digestive issues, because they don't digest or metabolize their food. And part of it is because they're always on the run. And the eyes are part of that system where we don't take the time to relax our eyes. We're always on the computer. We're always on our phone. We're working from morning to night. Focus. It's like running a marathon, but there's no rejuvenation or regeneration. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate this, and you can do it with me. I'm just going to do 3 of them, just to kind of demonstrate. And let's see if you can follow. Okay, so the first thing is you rub your hands together. You cup them over your eyes are closed. You take a breath in through the nose. On the exhale, you do a humming sound like this. So let's say I did 12 of those. I'm going to keep my eyes closed, and now I'm going to go into open awareness. And what I'm doing with my tongue is I'm putting it on the roof of the mouth. Now, I'm putting it on the roof of the mouth because that's a Taoist practice of connecting the yang and the yin energy. And I'm actually pressing lightly on the roof of my mouth, which is going to also activate the pineal gland. And I just go into a quiet space. I'm just listening, sensing, feeling, noticing. So I'm going to do that now for about 30 seconds. All right, here's my report on the open awareness. I was feeling some tingling in my face. My right eye was feeling more tingling than my left eye. I actually felt my jaw drop and relax. My heart rate went down. My solar plexus relaxed. So we call this interoception, or internal tracking, like what's going on inside of my body after I do that humming. I might do the open awareness for about a minute, give or take, and then I can open my eyes and I want to report, is it clear? Is it blurry? What am I feeling? What's happening mentally? What's happening physically? And I can honestly say that my eyesight is clearer, my heart rate is a little lower, my body is relaxing more, and that was only after 3 palm hums. My suggestion would be to do 12 palm hums, go into a minute of open awareness, and then after that minute, you can open your eyes and get a report on how you see and how you feel. So this is an exercise that I would recommend doing 3 times a day. It's going to take you maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but it's a reset. It's a way for you to develop better self-regulation. And you'll find that if you do this over time, there's a cumulative effect where you're going to have longer and longer periods where your eyesight is more clear, your vision is stronger, and you're going to feel more wellness. So I value your comments, and so please leave comments here, or you can send us an email, appointments@drsamberne.com. So I want to thank you for joining us today. I hope you have found this helpful, and I wish you a great rest of your day. Take care.